What's going on, everybody? What's going on? So, here to give you another update of everything I can remember for how the Bayou Bbq business is going. So right now I'm ending my third month here, so October, September, and August. So August, September, October, end of October here to be the third month. And this month of October, what I had as a focus was to see, to check inventory and usage. So I ended up purchasing bulk quantities of different items to see how much I would use and how much I would need to continue to buy on a regular basis. Of course, right now we're going into the winter months, so people moving around, buying stuff is starting to slow down. There's definitely not a lot of events going on. I wanted to get involved in some of the events, but having the mobile setup is right now not challenging, but I made it a goal to buy at least one more piece of a mobile setup every month. This month I purchased a grill and griddle that runs on gas, so that will be part of the mobile setup. I still need 2 tents and about 4 to 8 tables. Just depends on how things. I think it's 4 to 5 tables, not 4 to 8 tables. But I purchased in mass quantities things this month. I bought a huge bag of rice, which I use a lot of rice dishes. Vegetables like corn and green beans, regular canned beans because I make baked beans with those. I bought a case of chicken. Also bought a couple of more cases of containers to put food in. So that has been some of the things I've done this month. Another thing I've done is also continue to test and whittle down and open up different portions of the menu. So I found that 2 of the main items, actually I have a few items that are very, very much in demand and praised. 1 is barbecue chicken. 2 is the barbecue pulled pork. 3 is my dirty rice, or rice dressing as we call it in my hometown. And 4 is mac and cheese. I actually introduced mac bowls this month. So I introduced a sausage mac bowl, a pulled pork mac bowl, and a chicken mac bowl. Right now, of course, the pulled pork is running out the door, but the sausage has been right there next to it. Next month, I'm planning on introducing the dirty bowls. Okay, so right now I have the porky bowl, which is mac and cheese, the saucy bowl, sausage, and the chicky bowl. Okay, so when I start going into the dirty things, it's going to be the dirty dog, which is sausage, the dirty bird, okay, and the dirty pig. So I'm going to see how those also come out. I also purchased the deep fryer because I started doing fried chicken. Lots of people complaining about the fried chicken not being good at KFC, which is the only place they have it here. So I introduced that. People are already reaching and trying to get fried chicken from me. So we're going to add that to the menu. I'm still perfecting recipes. And that's a very important thing to remember, that unless you have a spot on, completely duplicatable, always doing the same recipe, sometimes you're adjusting, sometimes you're fine tuning. And I do that a lot, especially because I like to give food that I like, and especially food that tastes very, very good. It needs to have a pop when you eat it, not just a regular meal. So I'm still fine tuning different meals. I've got my gumbo pretty much dialed in pretty good, which sold a lot. My red beans and rice are phenomenal. I did etouffee just this past week. It was okay, but I don't think I'm going to keep that. And it wasn't as popular. People kind of didn't purchase it as I would like. Normally I like to be somewhere within 40 and up of meals on those 3 days when I sell. And it just didn't have the appeal. I don't know if it's pricing or the economy right now, or just people just weren't ready to go out and eat. People might be preparing for the holidays. Right now we got Halloween coming up Thanksgiving's coming up, Christmas coming up. I'm also thinking about doing things for those holidays. Not too much, but just something to where I can throw another $500 to $1,000 a week making from this business. So right now, I'm on average, I'm somewhere around $1,200 to $1,500 average a month over these last 3 months. And basically being open for 3 days, that's pretty damn good. And I'm really starting to whittle my hours also, because I'm noticing that the lunch crowd is not as busy coming to me. Next year, maybe when I have a location closer towards downtown, might be able to get a little bit more lunch love. But right now I'm just focusing on the dinners. Pricing also I'm adjusting because of inflation. Meat prices are going up, so I don't know how most other people do their pricing, but some barbecue and caterer people will say 3 times whatever you pay for it. Some people will say more. Well, you got to just think about it as percentages. That's the best way. If you're over 30% in your food costs, then it's going to be really hard to make a good profit and continue to grow your business. I myself, I started off with that about 30%. Now I'm into probably about 20 to 25%, and I'm adjusting prices to meet that. So that means the meats that cost me the most are going to be very expensive, and hopefully that will, I can say, dissuade people from getting it, but it will push them towards more of the more economical meals. So right now, the meals that makes the most sense for me are pasta dishes and rice dishes. Those are very economical for me. And some of my dinners also. I told you I bought chicken in bulk. Right now, what I do is when I go to the store, I know the items that I need, and anything that's on sale, I usually buy it all up. I just buy it in bulk, and I buy as much of it as possible. And that allows me now to cut those costs down. Got my deep freezer working, so my deep freezer is in my shed. So now I'm starting to, all those items I buy in bulk, I can throw those in the freezer and have them for when it's time to use them. Also been purchasing drinks. Right now the drinks are more for lunchtime, so I'm not really focusing on drinks as much. I'm making it now a new addition to the food that people buy, and if they want to drink, most people don't. They'll be comfortable drinking whatever they can get at home. So right now my focus is going into November. I really want to go ahead and purchase my tent. A couple other things I've done. From the beginning, I had my business bank account. I've now been able to do to get a business credit card. So I have business credit cards now that I can use, that I can put a balance on. One of them is unlimited. So what that means is basically if some event came up that I need to get into, or some great deal popped up, I'm now able to purchase that and then pay it back over time or when I have the money. So that is awesome, and that doesn't affect my personal credit. So I do have 3 business credit cards with, like I said, one is unlimited, the other ones are about $12,000 plus. What that allows me to do is now be able to have the purchasing power to make moves when the move is needed to be made, and not have to scrap around and try to save up to try to get stuff. When it is on sale, you can just take it all. Or maybe right now I'm also looking into next year, if for some reason the universe brings a trailer to me, that will be the ultimate setup, a food trailer. Now, why a food trailer instead of a food truck? I do a lot of research before I make any decisions, and most of the information I got was that if you have a food truck, of course you can drive up and start selling, but if your truck breaks down, then you're out of business until that truck is repaired. And plus a truck costs anywhere from $20,000 to $60,000 more, because you're purchasing basically a car with a kitchen on it. A food trailer is probably about 1/3 to 1/4 of the price of a food truck, Plus, you can set it and forget it. Basically, pull up, unhook, get things operational. If you need to run back and forth to the store, you have your vehicle, you can run back and forth. If your vehicle breaks down, you can rent another vehicle and still move around with your trailer. So that's why, for me, I'm comfortable wanting to stick with get a food trailer instead of a food truck. So next year, maybe I'm still going to stick with the tent setup and possibly go into a food trailer after I see the results of next year. I could do it now, but once again, I don't want to waste money on a non-proven concept. That is a very bad business practice. I want to have a proven business concept before I start investing money that hasn't been already made, because you never know. I already might make the money to buy the food trailer from next year's events, because in this area there is an event almost every weekend from about the end of March till December. There's still events going on right now, and I'm not participating in them because, once again, I don't have my food set up. And also, here's another thing that has been an issue for me: hiring. People don't want to work, so it's hard right now trying to find someone to hire, for one. Secondly, since I'm doing it in my own home, it's hard to hire someone because I still have to be there. So what's the point of hiring someone? I still have to be there because I'm not going to leave a person in my house unmanaged. And so basically it's thrown that part out the window. So what I'm going to do is, at the end of this year, going to the beginning of next year, I'm going to start getting applications for people, basically on the spot workers, basically, that can work an event for me, because that's what I'm going to need them for. So that's my going into my plan at the end of this year, going into next year. So yeah, it's really hard getting workers. I thought I had a lady who would be a good salesman for me and start working with some of the local businesses and getting lunch orders, but that didn't happen. I've also advertised for that salesperson. Once again, people just really don't want to work, and for it to be a purely sales job, people don't want to work. So I have to take it upon myself eventually and go ahead and look into getting some basically I forgot the business word for it, the technical term for when you have a specific area and that's yours. But basically getting accounts, that's it. Getting accounts, lunch accounts for these different offices, from the banks to different little companies. Maybe be able to park out in front of one of the bigger companies around during lunchtime and serve them. I'm willing to travel, so once again, it's just a matter of time right now. Everything right now is about feeling out things, whittling things down, and adding the things that are necessary. So going into the end of this month right now, I'm very pleased at how things are going. Financially, I'm reinvesting money into the things I need. As I've said, the tents, the barbecue mobile setup, basically, and still just testing the market, seeing how things working. And I've gotten great reviews. Everyone who's got the food really loved the food. I have some people who've ordered over 5 times. I even gave some of those people who made 3 orders or more a discount for their next purchase. Basically gave them discounts, trying to find different ways to attract more customers. My Facebook page is over 700 people now after 3 months. I'm expecting to be about 1,000 by the end of the month, at end of the year. That is my goal, to be at 1,000. I'm at my goal of hitting 50 meals. Actually, my first quarter goals is having 50 meals a quarter. So I'm way above that, because I sell more than that in a week. But once again, it's about having a plan. It's about working that plan, and it's about making the right adjustments and testing. You can't go full bore into something without testing. You waste a lot of money, you waste a lot of time, and you could get your heart broken in something you've been trying to do. And for me, I don't love cooking. I love food, and I love to see people enjoying the products that I've provided to them. A love building things, which I like building this business, and I can't wait to continue to do more things with Bayou Bbq. Adjusting on the logo right now, because going into next year I want to get some signage to where at the events my banners, my logos, my flyers is going to be very visible, and that's one of the ways also to get more customers. And just looking forward to continuing on. I'll give you another update once I get a chance, and if anything changes, you'll be able to see those. So that's my update right now. Bayou Bbq going on to month number 4. Everything's going awesome and continuing to get better. I'll talk to you on the next one.